This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
And the pitch is swung on, hit the right field, hit deep. Whitefield going back at the track, over his head, and over the wall. Do you believe that?
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Ramirez with a try to deep right, away back, gone.
Go Hayes gets a bomb out there by the Rocks. And boy, oh boy, this third inning is now showtime.
It is a Judgian blast. All rise. Here comes the judge.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe, from humidors to spin rates to game-changing moments. We have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us next from the town, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
This is not the last A's Cast Live of the year. So don't worry about it, folks. Everybody's like walking around going like the season ends. Our season doesn't end. Cody, does our season end?
It does not.
We are back on Monday.
Oh, we're here tomorrow.
Well, we'll be here tomorrow. Final game. We're on at 10?
10, yeah.
We're going to be on at 10 tomorrow live from the field.
Correct.
But we don't go away. We are going to be back Monday. We start our off season. Everybody else, they're going to vacation. They're going to go off to Iceland and Ireland like everybody else. And then us, we're back working on Monday. We will start at 1 o'clock. That will be our new time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 o'clock from 1 to 4. And if you can't tune in live at that time, don't worry. We replay it from 4 to 7. So basically, we're on from 1 to 7, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Can't tell you enough. We're going to be at the winter meetings. We are going to be down at fantasy camp. We are going to keep you covered. We'll take you all through the playoffs, as the playoffs are going to start Friday. And we'll take you all the way through the World Series. And then next thing you know, I know you're going to enjoy Thanksgiving, you enjoy the holidays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Super Bowl, bang, spring training starts. I mean, it literally, I don't even know. When is the Super Bowl in still February this year?
Yes. Where's
First or second week? It's in Arizona.
Yes, it's usually the second week of February.
It's been floating around.
Yeah, no, last year was like the second week. It's not. I'll look up the Super Bowl.
So it's like right after the Super Bowl, pitchers and catchers report, and we're back at it. By the way, I have a fantastic show for you today. I don't know how we're going to get it all in. The great Mike Gallego is going to join us coming up here at 4:10. Stephen Vogt will be here at 4:30. Fran Riordan will be here, the manager of the Aviators, who right now is manning third base, will be here at 4:45. Sarris will be here at 5 o'clock. Dallas Braden is come sit down, please. The great Dallas Braden is stopping by. Who have you been getting? I mean, your life's got to be crazy, right? This season, the baby, everything.
Yeah, I got a lot going on, Tony, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because I want fans to understand something. I want fans to know something about someone that they already love a lot. And this isn't going to do anything to make them fall in love with him anymore. Maybe it will. Perspective. That's what this game provides. That's what I think people should always maintain when you talk about this game. What I saw today was just something that I knew I was going to see it. You almost show up to the ballpark wanting to see it, and it didn't fail me. Stephen Vogt's going to retire in 24 hours.
Correct.
Stephen Vogt's never going to put on another pair of shin guards.
I know exactly where you're going.
Never going to put on another chest protector.
Yes.
He's not going to be asked to. If he wanted to, he probably could.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about here, though. In 24 hours, his life will change. Today, there's work to be done. Today, Stephen Vogt, 24 hours away from hanging up the gear and never putting it on again, is out here early, blocking balls, working on technique, doing drills, trying to get, as I highlighted yesterday in our broadcast, just 1% better today. He's never going to have to do it again after tomorrow, Townie. And today he's going to work. Do you know what kind of example that sets. When you talk about culture in an organization and you talk about people that make an impact, that right there is all the example you need as to what a foundational type guy should be. It might not show up at this point in time on the back of the baseball card. The scoreboard might not light up statistically. I don't give a damn about any of that at this point. When you are sending those types of messages, and Shea Langoliers and Sean Murphy are watching that unfold, knowing that when I'm 10 plus years down the road here and I've got this to look forward to, this is what I want to be doing, setting this kind of example for the future of our organization. I just wanted to make sure that you folks at home know that that's what's going on out here. 24 hours away from retirement, Stephen Vogt is still putting work in like he just got called up to the big leagues for his first time in his first September.
I got here today, and when I was doing my NBC hit, I looked down, and he's with Eric Martins doing backhand drills.
Yeah.
I was like, he's done tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's doing backhand drills for the infield.
That's it. I just wanted to make sure that folks understood that and appreciated that.
Thank you for everything you do for us.
No, thank you.
Because I know it's going to be a while before we see you. We're going to be down at Fantasy Camp, by the way.
Right on. I'll be there.
But seriously, all the kind words you've said for me, Cody, and how you and Glenn have promoted us and made us the #1 podcast in baseball.
No, we
can't thank you enough.
You have done that. We're just making sure people are reminded where to find you. I mean, if you're looking for A's content, if you're looking for this kind of stuff, they know where to go.
How about Mike Gallego's next?
Gags. He's
Mike Gallego.
He's a beautiful human.
The great Mike Gallego.
Beautiful human.
Gags, get over here. He is one of our all-time favorites. Thank you, Dallas. That
Absolutely.
is a great thing telling, seeing what Stephen Vogt means to this club, and obviously honoring him tomorrow means so much. And our next guest, he means a lot, no doubt. As you know, I was thinking about you when Stu was getting honored. It was such a magical day when they're retiring his jersey, because it became more than just honoring Dave Stewart. As you had your guy skipper out here, Tony La Russa, you had Eck, you had a Big Mac showed up, Carney was here, Steiny was here, and it was like a celebration, because I think when you honor Dave Stewart, you're honoring Oakland baseball, and I think you're honoring the '89 team. It was a special day. I wish you would have been here.
I always miss the good parties. I don't know what the deal is with that. I got some of these guys don't have to work anymore. I still have to work to put food on the table, you know. So, you know, being a part of that whole timetable, it's nothing but good memories. And to hear those names, it really makes you proud to say you were an Oakland A. You know, you wore the green and gold. It's something that you know, is you know, you feel like I've always been part of this family, and I always will be. You know, every time I come back, I get such a great greeting from, you know, the workers, the security guards, the you know, the clubhouse guys, and then the fans. Every once in a while, you get a little sputtering of the fans saying "Welcome home," you know, and it really makes you feel good, and you know, definitely be proud of that era that we were, you know, brought to the city of Oakland, and it was exciting times for all of us, and it's something that you know, we're all blessed to say that we were a part of those teams.
Well, and I just, you know, you can talk about the 3 straight World Series, but when you really look at the team that won in '89, and because of the earthquake, you don't have the parade. You don't have what a lot of teams, I think about, you know, you guys are down in Southern California. You think if you win a championship during COVID, you saw with the Dodgers, they didn't get that with the COVID thing. But you guys truly were one of the greatest teams that's ever been assembled.
Yeah, we were, you know, we were definitely impressive, you know, when we walked onto the field. You know, the size of those guys were just, we all carried ourselves bigger than, you know, we actually were, you know, and for my sake, anyways. The other guys were pretty darn big, but those guys, you know, it was fun to be a part of that. It was fun to watch the other teams come out and watch our big boys take batting practice, you know, and it was something that you know, we look forward to every day. And it was a time for Hosey and McGuire to show off a little bit, which they did. and they loved it. I mean, we go into different cities, so we'd have to go in through the back door to get in because there's so many fans. You know, we're a rock group, you know, rock stars, and it was exciting time, but at the same time, we didn't lack you know, the need or the knowledge of working every day. You know, these guys, we all worked. We had a similar goal every single day, and that was to compete and win a ball game. And that's what was the amazing part of what Tony La Russa did with this team. We had so many different characters on that team, so many superstars, Hall of Famers, you know, and then just peons like myself. But he found a way for us to, once the bell rang, from the first pitch on, be ready for the first pitch. We'll never forget that. You better be ready for the first pitch, because that's when that game could be made or broke. And we went in with that attitude every single day, every single game for, you know, 5-6 years, and it worked. And you know, we played as a group. You know, everyone had their accolades and their you know, their records and all the things that they ended up doing. But at the time, it was only, what can you do to help the team win today? And I swear to God, we had 25 guys every day thinking that way. After the game is a different story. But
thank God you didn't have Twitter back in your guys' day.
Oh, thank God. You're right.
Oh my God. Cell phones? Oh, no. Forget about it.
But it was amazing to see that machine work and be guided by Tony. And then basically he picked his guys, his players that he knew would you know, be the bulls of the team and help run the team. And he didn't have to police anything after that. We policed ourselves, you know, and it was a tremendous group to be a part of, and be ready to come out here and fight and compete every single day. It was just part of it. And that was the fun of it, you know, and we challenged each other when we pushed each other. We cried together, we fought together, we partied together. And you know, to this day, we're all still brothers, and you know, when we see each other at these celebrations, it's always something special for us to be part of.
Yeah, that day was, no question, was really, really special. When I think about the A's and the Angels this year, I've been asking this question. We had Aldo on yesterday, and I think the same for you. You're a teacher at heart. You love to teach. You love to coach. In a year like this, where all the fans like, oh my God, the worst thing ever, most players ever used, you know, the records aren't what you want to be, but there's a lot of teaching going on. You guys get back to a lot of basics, a lot of fundamentals. What's that been like for you this year?
Well, you know, that's why you coach, you know, and you said it right. I don't consider myself a coach. I consider myself a teacher. And I've always been, you know, respectful and proud of all the different teachers I had when I was a player. And I always said that, you know, when I became a teacher or became a coach, I wanted to be one that I would want my own son to have. And, you know, to be respectful to the player, to be open to the player, but at the same time, you know, there's times you have to set down the hammer and let them know that you got to get certain things done in order to be successful in this business. It's a man's game, and it's not easy to be a major league player, or else, you know, we'd have all kinds of them running around. But yeah, you know, the thing is, like you said, teaching, we just went through our team exit meetings, and we went through every single player. And what are you going to say to Mike Trout or Shohei Ohtani, you know, after in the you know, in the meetings, as far as being critical with these guys or critique their play? And basically we talked to them, and they felt that they got better in a lot of aspects of their game. Mike Trout became a better outfielder, and he's worked at it. And this year he really worked at it. Shohei Ohtani became a better base stealer, better teammate as far as communicating with the rest of his players, even though there's a language barrier.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, and that's important, you know. And, you know, Anthony Rendon, he became more open to being that type of leader that we need. So there's the three top players in our game, and they were actually learning something in a year that was, you know, something that we'll forget about real soon. But that's the beauty of the game. if you come in with an open mind, there's something to be learned every single day. And I've been in the game for a few years now, and there's
nice little career you put together for yourself.
I've been very fortunate, no doubt, but it's something that I've always brought with me to the ballpark every day. What can I learn today? Who can I learn it from? You never know who you're going to learn it from. You might learn it from a Chris Townsend. You never know. I mean,
yeah, you might. Listen up. You might learn something. I can't wait for the shifting to be gone. Get off my lawn, Mike Gallego.
Yeah,
I want
right.
shifting gone.
I feel you, brother. We're
going to play baseball again.
Right?
Hey, guys, swear to God, we played a game last night that was 3 hours and 49 minutes. It's a joke. We're actually going to get guys. I know this is going to be rare. They're going to get on the mound. They're going to throw the baseball. Guys are going to hit it. There's going to be players in proper position. We're going to actually play the game of baseball starting next year.
You're going to have to read a bat. You're going to have to read a swing. You're going to have to get a jump now. You don't just stand on your dot. I'm looking forward to that.
Where's my card? Where am I supposed to stand here now?
Oh God, I can't stand watching a player.
Your guy's pitcher last night, your lefty, he was like 36 seconds to the plate. 30, almost 40 seconds.
That's terrible. It's terrible. We know that, and that's going to be a big part of the game too. The pitch clock is going to be huge. I never thought we'd have to get to that, but I'm all for that too. I mean, these games are ridiculous. And yes, what is the reason for these pitchers to take so long? Because their pitch comm's not working.
Yeah.
They can't hear, or they don't have the right card in their pocket, or that has something to do with it. But it'll be interesting to see how that pitch clock works. And I know they said it's been very successful in the minor leagues, so we're looking forward to it. And if we can speed these games up, by all means.
And I'm thinking for you as a middle infielder, or for anybody, especially if you're a corner outfielder, if a guy's taking 35 seconds, I mean, how are you not? Your mind's going somewhere else. Getting these guys on the mound, throwing strikes, boy, that really helps out for your defense.
Time of possession is it's definitely real. You see Mike Trout out there standing out there for 20 minutes after he just hit a home run and took the lead, and now we're giving up 3 more runs because of time of possession out there. It definitely wears on you in a losing season, especially. And any type of season, but you want to try and keep the pitchers. Some of these young pitchers, I don't know if they are totally in tune of what's going on behind them sometimes, because they're so locked into their pitch comms and their pitch, their catchers calling the signs and stuff. But our infielders too afraid to get too close, or else it'll be a visit. So you can't really communicate with your pitchers sometimes either. So there's a lot of things that are a little different, but hopefully winning solves all problems.
It's the greatest deodorant of all time.
Winning solves them all.
Clears up any stink.
We'll put up with anything if you're winning. But when you're losing, you can definitely find the warts out there in this game. And hopefully we can put the right solution on those and smooth it out a little bit.
Shohei Ohtani, obviously we've actually talked to you about this already, about the greatness and the talent. And we've talked unicorn and everything. But it's my job to also look at baseball. And we've been looking at it, and I started kind of looking at some data. He's so phenomenal, but there's a but for me. And I brought this up with one of your guys' writers, and I said, hey, listen, anytime you ever bring up Shohei, and if you say anything that might be critical, you're going to look like a jackass. I get it. But there is something about a player that never plays defense and a guy that you got to have a 6-man rotation. Because that means you got to have a lot of starters. And I know we have to have a lot of starters. So his talent is so great. Are you still trying to figure out, though, how to maximize it the best way you can to get more volume out of this great talent?
Let's put it this way. You're an owner. You just signed him for a $30 million extension.
I'm playing him every day. I'm playing him in the field. And don't ask me that. This is Little League. He's playing shortstop.
We tried it, last year a little bit. I think he went out there couple innings,
3-4 times,
something 3 or 4 times.
No ball hit to him.
Nothing was ever hit to him. And we all wiped our brow after the inning was over, and thank God nothing happened. But I'll tell you one thing, he would be all for it. Shohei would be all for it.
He's a gamer, right?
Oh my God, the ultimate gamer. He loves being out there. He loves playing. He wants to be in the lineup every single day. And he gets mad at us when we shut him down on stealing bases. I mean, it's like, why don't you give me the green light? What's going on? Well, pitcher's kind of quick to the plate. And he goes, yeah, but the catcher's slow to second base. So it evens out. I can steal off this combo type of thing. He's a student of the game. Loves the play. He's one of the first guys at the ballpark every single day. He has his own routine, but he knows what it takes to be prepared for each and every day. So would we like to see him out there on the field more often? Who wouldn't? I mean, this guy's an entertainer. You never know what he's going to do out there. And he never surprises us when he does something special.
Oh, I got to tell you, it continues to be, and I did this with we did this yesterday, and it continues to amaze me where they keep bringing up in these notes about, he could be traded in the offseason. I'm like, as an owner, are you out of your mind how much money the Angels are making off him from Japanese corporations? I mean, the amount of money this guy may generate more money for a franchise through advertising than any player in the history of baseball.
Well, there's definitely a lot of fans that follow him everywhere we go.
Right?
Oh yeah, and they're not sitting in the cheap seats. They're sitting in the front row trying to just have him look at him. They've got every at bat. There's cameras, phones that are just being run through every single at bat. When he walks into the dugout, when he sits up top of the step, people are just the security guards are constantly pushing people away from our dugout because they just want to get a glimpse of Shohei Ohtani. He's obviously a folk hero, and he's so humble about it. It's amazing. He's a kid at heart, and he plays hard every single. Watch him run the first base every at bat. He doesn't have to run like that, but he does. It's just amazing to watch a kid with so much talent, so much stardom that is so humble and plays the game as hard as he does every single time he's on the field. It's a pleasure to watch, very refreshing to watch. And you got two of those guys like a Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. We're blessed to be a part of that organization, to be able to see that every day.
Well, you're the only person in franchise history that has an action figure. It's not a bobblehead. It's not not a Beanie Baby. It's not whatever fad's going on. You were an action figure, the only guy in the history of the Oakland Athletics that the greatness of Mike Gallego became an action figure.
Well, it was actual size too, so no one ever talked about that. So, but I do appreciate Billy for keeping me around for that day, because I know he had other plans for me in mind as soon as Wash got into town. So he kept me around for that day, anyways, and ended up departing from the Oakland organization, which was a very sad day for me. But I do appreciate everything that the Oakland organization gave to me and my family, and how they treated me here. It was always something very special and something I'll never forget. And the friendship that Billy and I have is unique, but he's always going to be. Always respect Billy for what he's done with this organization and for the game.
Well, you'll always be loved and always be a big part of this franchise history as a player, as a coach. You know that, so it's always great to have you on. Have a good off season, and can't wait to see you at spring training.
Appreciate it. It's always fun.
You
look good, by the way, huh?
I turned 50.
Out?
I gotta
50, big 5-0.
Yeah, I gotta get back. Got a little worried. Got to get in shape. You know what I mean? It's like it changes.
It changes.
It changes fast.
You got to make adjustments. It's a game of adjustments.
All of a sudden, keep adjusting. I'm not going for par fives like I used to. I'm like, wait a minute. Hey, I got to get it back.
Yeah, we're going to chipping game. Get it close.
The great Mike Gallego. We got Stephen Vogt coming up next right here on A's.
I'm gonna stay around
Live.
for that one.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
The Sarris Show is sponsored by Fieldwork Brewing Company. With 8 taproom locations in Northern California, Fieldwork brings you fresh craft beer direct from the source. Fieldwork will also ship beer direct to your door if you live in California. Visit fieldworkbrewing.com.
Hey A's fans, check out Longport Fish Company, an exciting new chef-driven seafood restaurant located in the Veranda Shopping Center in Concord. Longport features the highest quality lobsters, oysters, king salmon, flavorful cioppino, and much, much more. It features a full bar of craft cocktails, local brews, and a curated wine list. Longport Fish Company is for all occasions too. Date night, business meetings, catching an A's game at the bar, or bringing the whole family. Check us out at longportfc.com, on Yelp, and on all social media.
Humanity has accomplished a whole lot so far. We created penicillin, the automobile, and the internet, not to mention drones, duct tape, and the hot dog. It's all thanks to the power of human connections. And Ring Central's here to make that even easier, more seamlessly and securely, on a platform built to grow your business. Say hello to a whole new way to say hello. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. Ring Central. Message, video, phone, together.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
Coming in at 5'3", it's number one mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
This is Chris Townsend for the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. Great news! Our indoor dining is back, along with our beautiful patio dining. Come taste our world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 83 years. The Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek has one of the most dynamic menus, plus a full bar. Pot pies, gourmet burgers, sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, and more. Don't forget, we still do takeout and delivery. For all the information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Unlock offers and receive exclusive in-game features by downloading the MLB Ballpark app for iPhone and Android today. Plus, get the latest information on game times, schedules, and more.
When Northern California businesses need some pop in their lineup, they call the bank rooted in the East Bay, Mechanics Bank. Since 1905, Mechanics Bank has been helping Bay Area and Northern California businesses find success and perform at the top of their game. See how they can make a difference in your business today. Call or stop by your local branch or visit mechanicsbank.com. Mechanics Bank, the official East Bay bank of the Oakland A's. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is a national brand with family-owned prices and service. You can shop at one of their Bay Area locations, and all stores are sanitized and safe, or you can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland, and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
Innovation. It's at the heart of Cal State East Bay, like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students map genes from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
A's Cast Live continues from the town. Here's Chris Townsend.
Well, the A's got the victory last night. 2 games left. You got today and you got tomorrow. Michael Lorenzen up against Cole Irvin today. Stephen Vogt is walking by for his last interview as a Oakland A's player. You know, Shohei Ohtani has not homered since September 11th.
20 games, right?
Yeah, it's a 20-game homerless drought, the longest of his career. And but obviously he's got an 18-game hitting streak, which is the longest of his career. And now joining us as another special moment in what is turning out to be a weekend I don't think he ever dreamed of. I mean, seriously. I mean, this weekend's become not a weekend, but this last 3 games have become all about you. What has that been like?
It's been humbling, honoring, emotional.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more thankful. I never dreamed of this or asked for this, but to have, the organization, my teammates, coaches, staff, everyone, you guys, media, just to be recognizing me this way is something I could never have asked for or dreamed of, and it's been incredible.
It really says a lot about you that all this is happening, and it's because how you've treated people and how you've acted as a professional and how you've just been a great teammate, a good person to the organization and everywhere you played. And this moment, I think about down in Anaheim where your wife surprised you with a bunch of your college buddies. That had to be like, you can't prepare for that.
No, there's been a lot of moments. Alyssa she's done so much behind the scenes for this last week. That was just the tip of the iceberg. There's been so many things, and got surprised by some friends today, surprised by some friends last night, and I have no idea what's in store for tomorrow. But I'm so thankful, Townie. Obviously, just the people in my life, and everybody here. Just the words and the actions and the thank yous and the hugs. And like I said, I'm blown away. It is something I never expected. And just so thankful for the people that I've been able to meet and come across in this game.
It's the little things that I remember. I remember years ago, it was after your second time going to the All-Star game, I was walking down the tunnel with you towards our cars, and you're telling me about how your second time was so different because the first time you partied, you had a really good time, but the second time you really got to experience it. The best times of your career, the playoff hit, winning a playoff game. Obviously, it's going to take nothing away from Atlanta, win a World Series, but so many great times just as a player. And now with your family, remembering you as an ace, so many good times just here.
Yeah, this is home. It always has been, always will be. We've loved everywhere we've played, right? That's one of the things that I've learned throughout my life and career and been told by mentors is be present. Wherever you go, wherever you're doing, whoever you're with, be 100% present with them and in that moment. And I've tried to do that in every aspect of my life and in every season of my life. But when I think about my baseball playing career in the major leagues, the first thing that pops into my head is the Oakland A's. And the 13 playoff run, the 14 wild card game, the All-Star games, and coming back this year for this final season, and just enjoying being back in Oakland, being in the Coliseum, getting to kind of put a stamp on those relationships that were formed the first 5 seasons I was here. And I couldn't have asked for a better finish on a personal level than to come back to Oakland and be with the people that helped mold me into who I am as a baseball player and as a man.
And it's just fitting that Kurt Suzuki on the other end will have the tribute video to him yesterday, as he's a lot like you. He's great people. I've known him for a long time. And two of you kind of going out together too. Oakland A's backstop's going to be special. And you weren't lying. And this wasn't on one of our conversations. When you were walking by one day, you said, man, I love this. I'm going to ride this thing out. I'm up there doing my TV hit today. I look down, and you're working on your backhand down here. And I'm like, he is. You're getting to you're done tomorrow, and you're going to work till the very last minute.
Yeah. It's who I am. It's the way it should be. It's being a professional. Just because you're leaving your job in a couple of days doesn't mean the work stops. Today I wanted to get my first base work in case something happens tonight, and I get to go in there and play, and I worked on my catching. I get to catch tomorrow, and I want to make sure that I'm ready for Kent because it's his day, and that's your job. Your job is to be prepared to do whatever it is you need to do. There's no days off. There's no time to waste, and I would never forgive myself if I took game 161 off. It goes against everything we talk about. You never know which pitch, which swing, which ground ball, which throw, which fly ball. You never know which win is going to click, and then it changes your career. And I've heard that my whole career from Jimmy Hoff, field coordinator with the Tampa Bay Rays. He said, you never know which rep is going to be the one where it clicks, and then you take off from there. And that's something that, as a 37, almost 38-year-old with 36 hours left in the show, less than 24 hours left in the show now, I'm never going to stop working, Townie. And even when I'm done, I'll never stop working.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming over today with how busy you are. So we'll end on this. There's something about you and the fan base. It became organic. All of a sudden, you just don't get your own chant, right? It's not like we're over in Tokyo and every player had a chant, the band's out left and right field. You got your own chant. There's something about you, this organization, this fan base. It was organic, it was real, and it's special to this day, even when you came in with another team. Can you just put your finger on it, why they picked you and why it means so much?
I mean, this fan base means so much to me and my family, and I've gotten to know, half a dozen or a dozen of them on a personal level, and if not more. And they're so special. They're so supportive. They're loyal. I think the only thing I can put my finger on is I'm an average-looking guy that takes the field with energy, emotion, passion, and love for the game, no matter if we're the best team in baseball, the worst team in baseball, if I'm 0 for 32 or if I'm 32 for 32. I take the field with the same energy every single day, and I bring it. And there's nothing on this planet I love more than playing and winning Major League Baseball games. And I've been that way from the time I was a little kid. I've dreamed of playing in the major leagues from the time I was 2 years old. And I get to do it until almost my 38th birthday. And I'm so thankful for that. Yeah. And I'll never take one day for granted. I'm going to take the field tomorrow with all the energy and passion you've ever seen. And I'm probably going to walk off of it with tears in my eyes, because what this game and what this place in Oakland has given me and my family, the opportunities that it provided, that I was fortunate enough to take and run with the support of my beautiful wife, Alyssa, our kids, my dad, and my whole family and friends and support system. And most importantly, the fans. You guys gave me energy to play every single time here. And I think that's why. It's green collar baseball. I know we're not supposed to use that hashtag anymore, but it's something that when I saw green collar, I'm like, man, that's me. I'm a punch the clock, get your work in, and take the field, and be blessed and be honored to take the field in the big leagues every single moment you get.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to end this on a high note. You're better than average looking.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. Our last, as a player, interview on A's Cast Live, as a player. But you're going to be around a long time, and you've meant a lot to us.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. It's not unnoticed, and I greatly appreciate the way you're all treating me. Thank you.
The great Stephen Vogt right here on A's Cast Live.
Hey, A's fans, check out Longport Fish Company, an exciting new chef-driven seafood restaurant located in the Veranda Shopping Center in Concord. Longport features the highest quality lobsters, oysters, king salmon, flavorful cioppino, and much, much more. It features a full bar of craft cocktails, local brews, and a curated wine list. Longport Fish Company is for all occasions, too. Date night, business meetings, catching an A's game at the bar, or bringing the whole family. Check us out at longportfc.com, on Yelp, and on all social media.
The Sarris Show is sponsored by Fieldwork Brewing Company. With 8 taproom locations in Northern California, Fieldwork brings you fresh craft beer direct from the source. Fieldwork will also ship beer direct to your door if you live in California. Visit fieldworkbrewing.com.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
This is Chris Townsend for the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. Great news! Our indoor dining is back, along with our beautiful patio dining. Come taste our world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 83 years. The Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek has one of the most dynamic menus, plus a full bar. Pot pies, gourmet burgers, sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, and more. Don't forget, we still do takeout and delivery. For all the information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Streaming from Rickey Henderson Field, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
Well, he thought he was going on vacation. He thought, golfing, or he's going to go see his Green Bay Packers play. He thought he was out of here. But no, he is coaching third base. And unfortunately, our thoughts and prayers go out to Darren Bush and his family in Florida after Hurricane Ian. And hopefully everything's going okay. But Fran Riordan is up coaching third base, and he's going to be here for the end of the season. He's been with the ball club. Of course, we always see him down in Vegas. We love having him on the program. How are you?
I couldn't be any better. It's a beautiful day here in Oakland, and to be able to go out and coach third base and, just be around a lot of the guys that I've been with all year and the last couple of years, just fantastic experience.
I think about your fingerprints have been all over this team as Mondu. Is he in the lineup? I haven't checked the lineup.
He's in the lineup.
So
seventh, playing second.
That's player number 64 for the A's this year. I want to give everybody a quiz. Can anyone name all 64 guys that have played here this year? But these are all guys that have played for you. What does that mean for you?
Well, that's what makes this trip extra special for me. I haven't been with the Major League club after a AAA season since 2018 for various reasons. There's COVID and our season's ending at the same time a couple times in the last 3 years. So to be able to come up here and to see all the guys that I have been with mostly this year, we have a heavy influence of AAA Las Vegas Aviators players here. And, throughout the last 2-3 years of my AAA coaching experience, it makes these 4 or 5 games I've been with the team so special. And to see a guy like Nate Mondu get his first opportunity in the big leagues tonight, and for me to be able to be a part of that and to watch it live really means a lot to me.
Oh, I bet. I mean, these are your guys, and we have talked to you about how emotional and the conversation of telling young players or, telling them that their dreams coming true about being a big leaguer, or guys who thought maybe they'd never get back. And that's a huge part. But the one thing we have talked about with this season a lot is the coaching aspect with all the players and trying to teach them how to win. Just talk about what it's been at the AAA level and what you've now seen up here, just all the instruction that's going on.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. This has been a big year of teaching and coaching, and I've seen it here in the last 5 games. I've been a part of the Major League staff and listening to them talk and how they keep preaching, guys need to still get better, guys need to still work, and you see it today, just the second last day of the season, and guys are out here for early work, guys are busting their humps, doing everything that they need to do to get prepared to play the game tonight, and also doing things that are going to make them better players in the future. So there was a lot of that in the AAA season this year, and I like to think that our staff in AAA did a good job of preparing these guys and teaching and coaching every day, and it's just really refreshing to come up here at the Major League level and see the same kind of intent, the same kind of purpose, and the same kind of teaching and coaching going on.
So last night's game, I think you and I are probably thinking the same thing. I don't know at what point in that 3 hours and 49 minutes were you going, boy, I missed the pitch clock.
Well, the pitch clock is something that I know is coming to the big leagues next year, and it factually shaves quite a bit of time off the games. And honestly, last night I didn't even know the game was 3:49. I just enjoyed every second of it, and time was flying for me last night, so I wasn't even thinking about that pitch clock.
3 hours and 49. The reliever they had, I'm not mentioning his name, but it was taking him like 34 to 36 seconds per pitch.
Well, he's going to have to make an adjustment next year because we watched our guys try to make that same adjustment, mid-season, and it's definitely an adjustment. It's definitely something that these guys have to think about, and it's something that the coaching staff has to think about, and it really does have an effect on the game.
Does it change velocity at all?
It depends if it's a starter or a reliever. Relievers are more built to come in and blow it out for an inning or two, and starters need to go as long as they can and conserve energy. So you would see it more with starters, especially when they were dealing with traffic in any given inning, where there's only 14 seconds to throw a pitch with nobody on, and then there's 19 seconds with a runner on. I think Major League Baseball did a good thing increasing those time limits from 14 to 15 seconds with nobody on and 19 to 20 seconds with a runner on. But sometimes you could see the guys get fatigued during an inning, and you have to really think about using mound visits at that time, which of course they've limited in the last few years to 5 mound visits. I think it's going to 6 next year, but there's definitely strategy involved, and the pitchers really have to make adjustments to get them refocused if they're offline, get them get their mechanics back in line, and you don't have that much time to do it. There's no stepping off the mound, walking around, thinking about things that you need to do, because that pitch clock doesn't stop for anybody. So yeah, there's that aspect of the game, and we'll see how it plays out at the major league level next year.
Shifting. Thank God. See you later. Infielders in the dirt, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Big difference. I mean, it's going to go back to playing how back in the day, guys would shade. If you're a pull hitter, you'd shade a little bit, or if you're a guy that's going the other way, maybe the shortstop would play up the middle for right-handed. I mean, there was always a little bit of movement, but it got so dramatic with putting the shortstop out in right field, playing rover like we did for so many years with Marcus Semien. Are you going to be happy to see that again at the big league level?
I am. I'm really excited about it. Big league level, minor league level. It's going to reward good hitting, where that's been taken away with the shift in the last 10, 15 years. And I think it's going to bring more excitement. I think guys are going to be playing in the natural positions where they've trained their entire lives, and I think the game will be a better product.
I don't know about bigger bases. People are saying it's like a medium-sized pizza box. What do you think about the bigger bases?
It depends what pizza company you're talking about. But I'm thinking large to extra large, because these things are large. Huge. I tell you what, I went over to Coach Third in Seattle the first day I did it, and I just kind of went over to the bases and kicked it a little bit, and it seemed about half the size. And I know it's not that drastic, but the size difference is very, very, very noticeable. And the effect it had in the game, I haven't seen the numbers, Chris, but I can tell you that I didn't notice anything drastic from the naked eye. And if it makes the game safer for the players, anything that reduces injuries and keeps players out of harm's way, I'm all for.
When you think about the A's farm system, all the players that you're dealing with, we know the players that are going to be coming up. How excited are you for what we have in our system?
Yeah, just in a short look with guys like Zach Geloff and Kyle McCann and Tyler Soderstrom coming up the last week and a half of AAA and having the success that they had. I know that we're in good shape in some positions, and we don't have a lot of depth in other positions. But the guys we have coming up, the guys who are going to be close to banging on the big league door next year, are, in my opinion, pretty special players, and I'm looking forward to their further development and see where they start off the year next year.
Crystal ball, Jordan Diaz. We know he can hit, no question. Where do you think he fits long-term defensively?
I think that's the question that the Major League staff is addressing, and I think the focus with Jordan Diaz is going to be finding a place where he's comfortable and getting him as many reps in the offseason and getting him as many reps in spring training, working with Eric Martins, who's doing a fine job with the infielders, and coming up with a plan so he's not moving all over the field and he finds a little bit of stability on the defensive side of the baseball, because everyone can see what he can do with the bat. It's pretty special.
And Tyler, I mean, he's been a prodigy. I mean, obviously his dad played in the big leagues. I played against his dad in college. His dad was a first-round pick by the Giants, and he grew up there in the Central Valley with his dad's school playing against guys a lot older than him. He's so developed. Is he one of those guys that we can say, don't look at his birth certificate, don't look at his ID, I don't want to know how old he is. This kid can flat out hit. He needs to be here.
Yeah, his bat is special, and you see it with the season that he had over 3 levels this year, where he had 30 home runs and drove in 100, and that's moving from high A to double A to triple A and having the same sort of success and doing the same things with the bat. One thing that was great to see about Tyler in the short look when he was in Las Vegas was his progression as a catcher. The last time I had seen him on a regular basis catching was at the alt site in San Jose in 2020. And he was just very raw because he's a very young kid and he's just learning the professional game. And to see the development that he's had in the last 2 years coming to Vegas and really showing some maturity and handling the staff and calling a game and blocking and working hard, it was really, really nice to see. And I give Tyler a lot of kudos for working that hard, because you can tell he put the work in.
The last time we were down there was that 2-game series against Cleveland. And we've now had Sandy Alomar Jr. on the program a lot. And, of course, he's a star down there for all of his years when he was in AAA for the Padres, and he was blocked by Benito Santiago. He was such a great player. He's loved in Vegas. And I've thought about you now, having been there for years. You're a part of, the Vegas community now. You guys get great support. What is your relationship like with Las Vegas?
I mean, it's all love. The front office for the Aviators, they treat the staff and the players and the fans and the community like the greatest thing in the world, and it's about respect. It's about taking care of people, and the community really responds to that. The players really respond to that. The staff really responds to that. And it's a very, very symbiotic relationship that I have with their front office. And it makes it easy for the players to come to work every day when you're going to such a beautiful environment. And it's something that I never take for granted, especially after the COVID season where there was no baseball in 2020, to be able to go back last year in 21, to see fans come back and to see the excitement and just to be able to go to work in such a beautiful place every day. It's just a really, really good situation in Las Vegas.
Let's talk football. How's your Packers?
Well, I was going to correct you out of the gate. I'm a Bills fan.
You're a Bills fan?
Yeah.
I thought
not
you were
just
from Wisconsin.
No, I'm from Buffalo. Not just a
then that's
bandwagon
my
Bills
fault.
fan since they got good. It was 20 years of horrendous football before they got good.
Then, I stand corrected. How about that? Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Exactly. I'll talk about the Packers. They kind of stink right now, even though they're 3-1. But the Bills, they're just exciting to watch. I think Josh Allen's one of the most talented players in the NFL.
There's no question.
And he can do some things that just other quarterbacks can't do. And he's a lot of fun to watch. He's a great leader. He cares about the team, the community, and he's a great representative for what Buffalo is all about, which is working hard, blue collar, and winning.
There is really Green Bay is so different because it's so small. It's such a unique. I used to work for the Raiders, so I've been to all these places. Green Bay is a city like that because it's so small. The town owns the team. It's great. But you look at Buffalo, as you mentioned, I don't think there's any place like Buffalo in the NFL. How freezing cold it gets, as you mentioned, hardworking. The tradition is different. Green Bay, they're actually, you would say they're kind of similar, but you just think about the Buffalo Bills. I mean, just talk about that and that relationship because they're going to get a new stadium. They're going to stay, and that's what's great because, man, what a relationship those fans have had, and the Bills mean so much to them.
Yeah, the Bills are woven into the fabric of that community at every level. And it's not just Buffalo proper. It's all the suburbs. There's, we have fans from Canada. We have fans from Rochester, Syracuse. And it just makes for just a beautiful melting pot of people. You go to a game and it's a community. It's a party. There's craziness. There's, theatrics. There's hijinks. But at the end of the day, people just have a lot of fun, and they really can relate to the Bills teams that we've had there the last 2-3 years, and it's been great.
Coldest game you've ever been to?
Oh, I've been to a game when I was in high school. It was probably -10, and you crack open an adult beverage, and before you take your first sip, the entire adult beverage is frozen over. I've had a couple of those games in my Bills fan career.
Actually, Twitter has shown the crazy stuff that goes on in the parking lots of Bills games. There's a lot of crazy stuff that happens.
Yeah. I mentioned crazy. It wasn't in the first group of glowing adjectives I used about Bills fans, but yeah, they do some wild stuff there. And I don't get to that level, jumping off campers onto folding tables or squirting ketchup and mustard in my face. But I tell you what, I appreciate the people that are willing to put themselves on the line like that. I'm a little too afraid of injury, and you're not taking a shower at Ralph Wilson Stadium after you get ketchup and mustard in your face. So I'll stay away from that.
So season ends. Any big plans before we let you go? Any big plans for the off season before you start up next year?
Well, I go on a golf trip every year with 7 friends, and we go down to a great golf course outside of Norfolk on the Chesapeake Bay down in Virginia. And it's kind of a tradition, kind of an end of the year thing that I've done since I've been in baseball. And it's a good time to wind down, play some golf, be with good friends. And then after that, I'll be going home to my family and hanging out with my kids as much as I can until spring training starts.
And, we'll be back there again this year. We're going to be back in Vegas playing 2 games.
Yeah, and it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Can't wait. Thank you so much. We always appreciate the time. We'll talk to you down in spring training.
You got it. Thanks, Chris.
Coming up next, Sarris will join us from The Athletic, our national baseball columnist right here on A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are helping us celebrate our longtime home. Last Dive Bar has the most unique merchandise for all Oakland baseball fans. T-shirts, sweatshirts, the Ray Fosse line, and my personal favorite, the lights have taken full effect. Visit their website at lastdivebar.com or follow them on social media at Last Dive Bar. All proceeds are invested back into the A's Community Fund and their affiliated charities. Go to lastdivebar.com. That's lastdivebar.com.
Innovation. It's at the heart of Cal State East Bay. like at our Green Biome Institute, where faculty and students map genes from California's endangered plants, or how we open doors for local entrepreneurs at our Small Business Development Center. From educators to nurses to STEM professionals, Cal State East Bay has real impact throughout the region's neighborhoods, boardrooms, and entire economy. Be part of the innovation. Connect with Cal State East Bay at csueastbay.edu/impact.
The Sarris Show is sponsored by Fieldwork Brewing Company. With 8 taproom locations in Northern California, Fieldwork brings you fresh craft beer direct from the source. Fieldwork will also ship beer direct to your door if you live in California. Visit fieldworkbrewing.com.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
Hey Ace fans, check out Longport Fish Company, an exciting new chef-driven seafood restaurant located in the Veranda Shopping Center in Concord. Longport features the highest quality lobsters, oysters, king salmon, flavorful cioppino, and much, much more. It features a full bar of craft cocktails, local brews, and a curated wine list. Longport Fish Company is for all occasions too. Date night, business meetings, catching an A's game at the bar, or bringing the whole family. Check us out at longportfc.com, on Yelp, and on all social media.
Coming in at 5'3", it's number one mom. She switched to Xfinity and got the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. Unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile. All for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka. Go to Xfinity.com/3-for-1, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Limited time offer, restrictions apply. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
Hey, A's fans, you know that running your own business is a slugfest every day. That's why businesses have been counting on Mechanics Bank since 1905. From operating lines of credit to equipment and real estate loans, they can help build your lineup to meet today's challenges and prepare for tomorrow's opportunities. Stop by your local branch or visit mechanicsbank.com today. Mechanics Bank, the official East Bay Bank of the Oakland A's. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. All loans subject to program eligibility and credit approval.
Some things just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, cookies and milk, Oakland and Kaiser Permanente. If that last one caught you off guard, it shouldn't, because Kaiser Permanente has been helping keep Oakland healthy since our very beginning. And as the official healthcare partner of the Oakland A's, that won't be changing anytime soon. Whatever you may need, you can trust Kaiser Permanente to help keep you feeling your best. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive. Visit kp.org today.
Humanity has accomplished a whole lot so far. We created penicillin, the automobile, and the internet, not to mention drones, duct tape, and the hot dog. It's all thanks to the power of human connections. And Ring Central's here to make that even easier, more seamlessly and securely, on a platform built to grow your business. Say hello to a whole new way to say hello. Visit ringcentral.com and say hello to possibilities. Ring Central. Message, video, phone, together.
Hitting the road with the family. On your way to nonstop adventures. No worries ahead, because you know you can stop at a Chevron station along the way. Get fuel for your car, fuel for your crew. That's Chevron with Techron for unbeatable mileage and snacks for all. Coffee for mom, chips for the kids, cold drinks for dad. You know, for the road ahead. Toss in some laughs, out-of-tune singing, and a zillion "Are we there yet?" And you just made lifelong family memories. Chevron, together ahead.
This is Chris Townsend for the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. Great news! Our indoor dining is back, along with our beautiful patio dining. Come taste our world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 83 years. The Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek has one of the most dynamic menus, plus a full bar. Pot pies, gourmet burgers, sandwiches, salads, flatbreads, and more. Don't forget, we still do takeout and delivery. For all the information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Streaming from the East Bay, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
Yeah, what a great day, huh? It's been an unbelievable day. Weather's fantastic. Got the A's, got the Angels. This is it. Got one more game tomorrow. By the way, how's that we're all ending at 1 o'clock tomorrow working out?
Can't wait.
Well, I mean,
so random.
Well, I haven't even looked today because I was dragged to a brewery today by Sarris, so I haven't had time to look at what's going on with my job. What's
Judge did not hit 62, but they did win.
I'm
game one.
over that. Okay, I'm over that. I want to know what's going on with my Braves versus your Mets.
Your
Braves.
Yep.
My
Braves.
Your Braves?
Well, I thought we were Mets guys.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We're Mets guys. How are my Mets doing? Aren't they playing a double dip today?
They were up. Let's see. They ended up winning the first game 4-2.
Oh, that's right. I forget we have a scoreboard.
Braves up 1-0. So if the Braves win, they win the division.
That's right.
That's pretty much a foregone conclusion, right? The
I love chaos.
But do you think
want
the Braves
Marlins to like sweep?
Can we play the man's?
Oh yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm getting back into the fray here. Okay.
Sponsored by Fieldwork Brewing Company. With 8 taproom locations in Northern California, Fieldwork brings you fresh craft beer direct from the source. Fieldwork will also ship beer direct to your door if you live in California. Visit fieldworkbrewing.com.
Of course, that was supposed to say at the very beginning, the Eno Sarris Show is brought to you by...
The Eno Sarris Show is sponsored by Fieldwork Brewing Company.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the whole let's all end same date, same time, last day was about all the chaos. I don't think we're going to have any chaos because the playoffs are already set. It's now really about the East, what's going to happen with the Mets and
that might be decided any minute now.
And if the Braves
it's
are
the fourth inning,
what's going on with the Mets and the Nats?
Well, the Mets won the first one.
Okay, so
it almost doesn't matter. The Braves have to win one game, and they're up 1-0. I do love chaos, though. I love the idea that the Marlins could sweep the Braves in the last 3 games
after the Braves sweep the Mets.
Yeah.
But that's what you want.
It's something I can laugh about because I'm not a Braves or Mets fan.
Well, it's what they wanted on this date, right? The final day of the season.
There was one season where everything was up in the air.
Oh, Tampa was hitting the walk-off home
Evan
run.
Longoria.
2011, I believe it was.
Evan Longoria.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We were in a sports bar where they had all the games on. And we were like, we don't know which one to watch because it was so crazy.
And you want to replicate that, and you thought that, but
yeah, but then you expanded the playoffs, dude.
Will we really have that big of a difference though at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, you would have the last
somebody would be playing. The Padres would be playing to get in. Yeah, the Padres would be playing to get in. It would be the Padres and the Phillies would still be playing to get in.
I would sacrifice Padre Philly drama for a tournament in the postseason.
You like the bigger,
yeah, we're gonna get more bang for our buck off more playoffs than
it is better than one and done, right? That's kind of
well. I mean, like right now, for the average person, you can't even watch a Padres Phillies game unless you're paying for the package.
That's right.
Right. So we're going to get it for if you have cable or whatever you have.
So
YouTube
most of the world
TV.
doesn't even know what's going on with Padres.
No.
But then the playoffs is on TV for everyone.
You're getting it on FS1 or you're getting on ESPN. So when more bang for the buck for the fan for the game, we'll get it with expanded postseason. Then, oh my God, are we really? Is the average the average person right now is just getting off work? Are they like, what's happening with the Padres and the Phillies? You know what I mean? So I think that's where we're kind of going to be. We'll get more out of it with the expanded postseason. Like we're taking Friday off. I said, okay, we go right into our off season. We'll start Monday. Will be our off season shows. A's Cast Live 1 to 4 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I'm like, we gotta not do that on day one of the playoffs. I mean, who the hell is going to be listening to us? There's going to have 4 playoff games.
Well, we're going to at some point in the playoffs, we're going to have a live watch party over at Fieldwork Brewing. We just scouted that spot. San Leandro. Watch for details.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. It's an absolute great location. But Friday, I'm fired up. I'm ready to sit on my couch. I've got no plans. Going to have TV, iPads going like a sports bar in my house and watch all these games because it's going to be awesome. Because I've been doing this. All this stuff all this stuff that I got in here, all these notes, that 21 pages full of every note you need to know about every game, it means nothing.
You throw it out the window.
Means not. Dodgers won 100 and what? They're at 110 now. 111, 112 will not matter. None of that. None of your OPS plus, none of your rated runs created plus. Your expected BS averages won't matter anything.
All my stuff.
All
my stuff goes
your
out the
stuff.
window.
Your stuff plus doesn't matter because
guess what? So we do picks at the Athletic, and guess who was last in picks last year in the postseason?
Were you?
Yes, I kept picking against the Astros because the one thing that I know is that in the postseason, strikeout rate matters more. Like your batter's strikeout rate matters more. Teams that don't strike out win more in the postseason.
Yeah,
and the Braves struck out more than any other postseason team last year, and I think they did.
In the regular season.
Yeah.
But in the postseason, they did.
Well, I don't know what they're doing in the postseason. So I got to look at their regular season going in.
But you can't.
Yeah.
You honestly, you when you get into
I'm doing picks again, so
and it's what guys like you actually hate. It's the human part of it.
I don't know whether you hate it. You can embrace it. And
Okay,
love it.
I shouldn't say you, but there's a lot
It
of
just
people
puts us in a bad place because
who
we're
wanna-
used to, we're used to saying, we want to, like, for example, like the Braves. I grew up in Atlanta.
Did you?
Yeah, I really did. I was there from 86 to 94. And so I saw them when they were bad and got hooked. And then I saw them get good. And you can't tell me that wasn't a dynasty. You can't tell me that wasn't an amazing team. They won one time,
But they still won a lot.
They won a lot
14
of other
straight
games.
years is
Yeah.
incredible.
But to me, like, I think that what you do as someone who runs a team or someone who's into analytics or someone who's into numbers is, or even if you do fantasy, what you do is you make the right choices, small right choices. You make the right choices, what the numbers say for the most part, and you build up, and you win, and you win, and you win, and eventually you win in the postseason. Now, I think there hasn't been a team that has tested that theory more than the A's.
Okay, but I'm not Amazon, so I don't have an algorithm that has people go online, pick stuff that you want to buy, and then I make sure it gets in boxes and gets delivered to your house, and my algorithm makes that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dealing with human beings.
Right.
So all of a sudden, once we take these human beings, we've changed their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
They're not playing every day anymore.
Uh-huh.
We're now got days off. We now got TV. So you change the way you can deal with these human beings. And the real pressure of the playoffs is different from every day. And that's something where guys step up. Guys can be heroes that are guys that your numbers may not love, but they end up showing up big. And sometimes they only have to show, like our buddy Jeff Blum. Jeff Blum's a World Series hero.
Yeah.
Who's Jeff? Did Jeff Blum ever an analytic darling?
No, but I think what you're stepping on there a little bit with the postseason schedule. I think that's a big part of why it didn't work out as well for the A's in the postseason so far. That's the big difference between the postseason and, to me, in terms of structurally, is the rest days. And you see somebody like the Nationals come in and just say, "Yeah, we don't have a bullpen."
Yeah.
But we do have 5 really good starters. And so we're going to get, they got something like 85% of their innings from their starters. And the Giants kind of did that a little bit too with Bumgarner, like when they won. So, you can play games and depth matters. Like one of the things that they've been really good here, I think, is having really good depth and having good teams that are good top to bottom, and when they are really good, they're just, every one of the players is above average or good, That matters less in the postseason. I think it matters a little bit more. Do you have an Acuna? And, the A's have not traditionally had, somebody like that.
It's so funny. It's basically based on television because these players are used to playing. I mean, we've had a stretch of 17 straight games this year. We've had a stretch of 16. I think we have 2 where we did 16. So they're used to getting on planes and going city to city to city. This is just all about television.
TV during the regular season wants every day, right?
Yeah, I wish we played the same throughout. I wish we just said a 7-game series, we're playing 7 days. I wish we would do that because then you'd really see the true depth would win, like the best teams normally. Because now it's a crapshoot. I think about the Dodgers. Perry Manassian, the GM, I heard him on Sirius XM on MLB channel in the offseason. I'll never forget this. I'm driving to the golf course. He goes, the average team will use 13 starting pitchers. I said, what? That's a lot. And then I looked it up. Dodgers, pretty good team, won 110 games.
Mm-hmm.
They've used 12 different guys.
Yeah. And that's totally true. And then, but you really only use sort of 7 to 9. You really only use 7 to 9 for big innings, you know. So there is like how many of those guys are just pop up, you know. Do we have breaking news?
We have breaking news.
Breaking news.
We should have our breaking news sounder.
Oh yeah, you don't need me.
Live from the ABC Sports Desk in New York, I'm Eno Sarris. Breaking news they're in Texas, right? At the ballpark in Arlington.
High fly ball, deep left. There it goes, soaring into history. He's done it. He has done it. 62. Aaron Judge is the American League single-season home run leader. The AL King. Case closed.
So I don't know how to speak Japanese. I've been to Japan twice. You know, konnichiwa. I think certain things got me by. How do you say runner-up in Japanese?
I don't know.
Because I want to go over to Shohei Ohtani and go, you had a great year. You will be the runner-up to the American League MVP.
I've got an interesting other angle that is actually Japanese as well. So over in Japan, Munetaka, oh man, I forgot his last name. I'm so sorry. But
the big guy coming out next.
Big guy coming out next hit his 56th homer, and they all celebrated it in the local media as having broken a record. However, Vladimir Valentin has the record. He has 60 home runs in Japan. And they're sort of treating it as like, but he has the sort of homegrown record. He beat Sadaharu,
it's got the Japanese record.
Yeah,
it's not an American.
Yeah, right. Yeah, or a Dominican. I don't know exactly where Valentin's from, but it's kind of parallels a little bit here where they're like, we're going to make a big deal out of 62 and, don't worry. It's the AL record. I don't know how many times, it's not when Barry broke, when Barry hit 73 or whatever, they didn't celebrate when he broke the National League record.
No, because when he broke the record, he was also breaking the National League record because McGuire had the record.
Right,
he was the
right.
National League guy.
But
we never even talked about
that's what I'm saying.
The National League record.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit of erasing.
Or it's like when Dan
history.
Marino broke the touchdown. It's the AFC record.
Yeah.
It's not the
Valentin's from Curacao.
There you go, Curacao, baby. That's Andrew Jones territory.
Wow. Well, I see where they're I mean, people, I think hardcore baseball people want to say, 73, it's in the records books. And then someone like my wife would go, Barry Bonds cheated, he shouldn't. My wife also thinks the Astros shouldn't have the World Series.
That's right.
Right. Certain people, right and wrong is really easy for certain people. For us in sports, we have troubles with it.
There's another angle, too. We're part of the media, so we might be complicit in this, but we want to celebrate things as they happen. And so, you'll hear on the radio, this is the first time since 1925 that this has happened. Or, we always are trying to, put things in context. So, we want to celebrate this as a record-breaking achievement. And so we want to say, this is an amazing achievement. He hit 62 homers. And so the best way to say that shorthand is to say he broke the American League record, I guess.
So when you look at his year, it's truly incredible.
Top 15 offensive season in the history of baseball.
In modern day baseball, if we just said, because the guys that have matched this, I've seen Stan Musial had a year like this where he led in everything except he was one home run short, but one home run got called off because the game was rain, because there was rain.
Whoa.
Yeah, they had this on MLB Now. He hit a home run, and instead of coming back and redoing it, they scrapped the game. So he actually would have led in every category. So you have those yesteryear. For really modern day, I don't know if we've ever seen a year like this.
Yeah, because I was looking at it too. Musial, you've got some guys, Williams, you've got some guys who did it pre-free agency, and I think that's a little bit, I don't know. I don't know why I think it's differently. I think the pre-free agency, there was just you stayed with your team forever. Baseball was just so different. Since free agency since 1974. That's one era that we have. The Triple Crown people is just Miguel Cabrera and Aaron Judge if he gets it, So that's two.
It's pretty
And then if
amazing.
you add and when Miguel Cabrera won the Triple Crown, he didn't win the home run race by 20. And hit 62 homers.
Well, and Judge is leading in everything.
Yeah.
Run scored, total bases, OPS plus. I mean, anywhere you want to go, he is your leader. And the fact that the dude is the largest human being to have ever played baseball, height, weight, no one's ever been as big as him. And he's played the majority of his time in center field.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. I do think it's worth wondering, someone's going to give him a big contract, I always think about like Rick Smits and big people and how they age, and I just wonder if he's had these seasons where he's had injuries and we forget about them at the end of a superlative season like this. But whoever's like mocking this contract up in the next front office, one of the next times we're talking, we're gonna be talking in the winter meetings. We'll be talking about the big contract Aaron Judge signed, and I just wonder. I mean, one of the biggest ways for a big contract, long contract to go wrong is injuries.
What are you looking at right now? What do you got your eyes on?
No, I'm interested in a couple things. One of the things of the new format where we got the 3 games, but there's a bye, is I did some research on coming back from COVID, and one of the things that really kind of popped for me in this research on that piece was that there are things that baseball players do that go away in 3 to 5 days. In terms of max running speed, for example, if you don't hit your max running speed over a 5-game period or 5-day period, you actually have to do some training to get back to your max running speed.
Wow.
You will lose some of your max running speed. Another one of the things that is fast twitch speed. So you can, over even the All-Star break, over a 5-day period, lose some of your top fast twitch speed, which is like bat speed. It's like reaction time. And you talk about players, I need to get my timing back and timing. What happens to the Dodgers when they sit for 5 days? Waiting for somebody.
We see it in sports, right? It's like those teams in the NFL that get that bye. Or how about in college where, in college, the big bowl game, teams have sat for 29 days. And now all of a sudden it's like, now start hitting each other again. Now start playing. It's like you take these human beings away from what they're doing. And I think that's so interesting. Because the fast twitch is also hand-eye coordination. It's also your brain being able to decipher and make decisions so
and
fast.
And you're not going to do that in practice. I mean, Sean Doolittle was like, he tells me in spring training, like, I don't even get to my highest velo in spring training because I'm out here slapping ass, saying hi, and leaving in the 7th inning. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to, in the 5 days you're off, be like, okay, we're going to set the machines up real high. We're going to see some 105-mile-an-hour sliders off this machine. But, like, is it really going to be like being out here? So I'm wondering how many high seeds are going to see some slough, like some setbacks from the bye time.
If one of the high seeds loses, how much will they be dissected? Everything that they did every day that they are off. How much did you practice? What did you do? Why did you let them go home for 2 days?
And this is why I was talking earlier about the Braves a little bit. The Dodgers are going to win 110 games or something, maybe more. And if they lose in the first round, we're going to be like, oh, you're a failure. You only have the one, the 2020 win, which is, has an asterisk on it because it's a short season. And it's like, oh, come on, dude. The Dodgers are really, really good. They're really well run, and they're going to be back again in the postseason next year. And what can you do about, they might lobby they might lobby baseball on making the bye period shorter or something.
Well, it gives you something truly to shoot for from a standpoint of, yes, it's been a long season. Everybody's a little banged up, having a few extra days. If you can figure out how to keep that max speed, if you can figure out twitch muscle, keep stuff still going, and be ready to rock game 1, it will be a big advantage.
Like a real serious intra-squad scrimmage with like a $500 steak dinner on the steak.
And let me tell you something. These guys may make a lot of money, but from what I understand, they're cheap.
But if you make them play against each other for something like that, they would actually try hard.
There's a reason why these guys show up noon, because they want to have lunch for free, even though they make $24 million a year. It's unbelievable. All right, I see that. When
Just, what if you break someone's thumb in the inter-squad game?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, then once again, how you're going to see these managers deal with these breaks if somebody has some type of issue, they're really going to be scrutinized.
Like Tony Gonsolin went out there and what he pitched, like 2 innings coming back, and he's got to build up innings if you want to stretch him out. Or do you just say, Tony Gonsolin, sorry, you're a 2-3 inning guy for the thing? Or do you have him throw an inter-squad game and risk hurting somebody?
We won't talk to you till next week. So who do you like?
I like the Rays getting Glasnow healthy just in time. I don't know, man. Glasnow and Shane McClanahan, like in 2 straight games. I like.
But Glasnow's not going deep in games.
No, but they've got a great bullpen too, So like, I don't know. I there's something about them getting hot at the right moment. Like
my Guardians are that way.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the Rays over there. And then the Mets is just really interesting because we haven't had there's not a statistical link between your September record and how you do in October. And so we like to talk about, getting on a run and getting right. And the Mets are not doing that. They're backing their way into it. And everyone's talking about how they're backing their way in. And yet we lose sight of the fact that it's a really good team. So I'm thinking the Mets win their first series, and I think the Rays win their first series. Those are 2 I'm looking at.
I'll give you one. I want to say it was one of the Yankee teams. Was it the 2000 Yankees? They were terrible going into the playoffs. They lost like 15 or something. Was it the 2000 Yankees? Because 0-1, they lost to the D-backs.
I should know. I watched the entire Jeter series on ESPN.
Yeah, there was one of the Yankee teams that they finished the season bad, and everybody's like, "Oh boy, this isn't going to be good," and they won the World Series.
Yeah, they were 87 and 74, so it might have been that team.
Yeah, there was
87 and 74 team won the World Series.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, it's because they had a horrible September. Mm-hmm. So there has been, I know at least them, that they did not finish well. And they went on and went. That's what I love about this tournament. It's like it's anybody's game.
Just get in.
All I have to ask is, did you think the Braves were going to win last year? Did you think the Nats were going to win in 19? Everybody says no.
No.
Going back to these guys, no one thought that the Giants and the Angels, the first time we ever saw the 2 wild card teams in the World Series against each other, no one thought that.
Yeah.
Yankees were 13 and 17 in September in 2000.
It's a good pull.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the next year, obviously, the D-backs would beat them. But, yeah, how about the Yankees dynasty? This run, playoffs 24 out of 28 years.
Yeah. And yet you still have fans calling that they wanted to fire Cashman this year.
There's no way they fired him.
They really wanted to fire Cashman this year.
Boone would be out. Cashman's out. Who are you bringing in? Joe Girardi coming back? He just got fired and the team went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, 24 out of go to the playoffs 24 out of 28 years.
You'd think you'd be golden, dude. You'd think you would be golden.
That's a Spurs-esque run.
Yeah.
That's like the Spurs in the NBA.
Except there's not 16 teams getting in like the NBA does. That's what's crazy.
We're getting there.
Scoreboard update. Mets up 2-0, bottom of the first. Braves up 2-1. So
ooh. I'm on Team Chaos. I'm not rooting for the Braves not to make it or not to win the division. I'm just on Team Chaos. I'm rooting for the Marlins to win this game.
All right.
I want something to be meaningful tomorrow.
We're running out of time. Who do you like? National League, American League, who's going to be in the World Series?
Oh, World Series. I'm going to go Dodgers. I'm going to go Dodgers and Yankees.
Dodgers, Yankees. That, you know what? Baseball just said thank you, Eno.
Mansfred's going to love that one.
Well, I saw that number, that 44 million. I don't know. It was like 44 million. When did the Yankees play the Dodgers? Was it 78 they played? It was like in 1978.
Yeah. Now, then they also play in 81 too.
But I think it was 78. Obviously, there's no cable. You only got X amount of channels. There's like 44 million people watch the World Series. It was a crazy. I do
think that part of why people don't watch postseason baseball on TV as much is just that there's so much other stuff going on. We've just fractured. I'm watching MMA. What baseball? You know what I mean? Like,
well, all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I gotta find. I don't even watch TBS, TNT, or FS1. I gotta find.
We used to have 4 channels, right?
I'm like, well,
which one is it on? 4, 5, 6, or 7?
But you know, what's good about the college football season is that every once in a while there's a football game you want to watch on FS1, so you're like, oh, but now I can just go into my remote FS1 and it pops up. I could not tell you what channel FS1 is. I just can't. I mean, it's not a regular channel for me. I can tell you MLB Network is 729, 730's NFL Network, ESPN 724. I can tell you certain ones.
Well, we're
but
gonna be surfing all these little channels on Friday, right?
next thing you know, baseball. It's on the Oxygen channel. I don't know what the Oxygen channel. Come on, we're out of here. Why? I'm ready. I'm feeling good.
Give us an hour.
Not only 4 games of Major League Baseball on Friday, we also got Spartans and the Running Rebels on Friday.
Who do you like? San Jose State, Vegas.
I don't know.
You like San Jose State?
College football.
Okay.
What are these 4 games on?
Great question. Here, let me pull it up.
Isn't that a problem that we are a baseball show?
TBS, ESPN. Will be
I don't know
one.
what channel TBS is on. I haven't watched Gilligan's Island in years.
I haven't watched the Braves aren't on there anymore, so I
Is
don't know
the
where
Love
it is.
Boat on there? What do they even run on TBS? these days?
It doesn't. ESPN. It's also showing as ESPN on here so far. So ESPN and probably TBS.
Isn't that kind of a problem? You got 4 games and we don't even know where they are.
Well, at least they're not on Apple Plus and
Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, hey, as they told you, when you wake up in the morning on Sunday, nothing better than Pittsburgh against Miami.
At 9.
Breakfast with the Pirates and Marlins on Peacock.
That's up 3-0 now. They're really trying to get 100 wins.
Chaos.
All right, Marlins.
Can we play it? Can we play his outro, please?
The Sarris Show is sponsored by Fieldwork Brewing Company. With 8 taproom locations in Northern California, Fieldwork brings you fresh craft beer direct from the source. Fieldwork will also ship beer direct to your door if you live in California. Visit fieldworkbrewing.com.
And we will be having a watch party. We don't have a date yet at Fieldwork in San Leandro. We will be there. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching A's Cast Live. We had Stephen Vogt. We had Mike Gallego. We had Sarris. We had the great Fran Riordan.
Sean Murphy tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Sean Murphy, 10 a.m.
Mark Kotze. We're going out the bank. Vince Cotroneo and Roxy.
I might not even go. I might just sleep right here in the. Tell Dave Renetti I'm sleeping in the stands with the Possums. We'll see everybody tomorrow right here on A's Cast Live.
The Coliseum has gone by many names, but none better than the Last Dive Bar. Hi, everyone. Ken Korak here, and my friends at Last Dive Bar are